Hey everyone, I wanted to do a week 1 how everything is going on the weight loss doctor's diet plan, kind of go over how much weight I've lost this week on it and the foods I've been eating and just how it's been going, I guess, so far. So technically it's been a little over a week today when I'm recording this. I am on the start of my 9th day. So I just want you guys to be aware. I will probably be talking about 8 days total within this, and that is why. So talking about the food, a lot of people wanted to know what the diet looked like and to do a grocery haul. I'm going to try and take more pictures this week and also possibly do a grocery haul for you guys. The thing is I've been doing really tiny grocery shopping since I'm eating more fresh things, so I don't have a lot for a huge haul to do. I usually just am picking up some vegetables and then whatever protein I'm eating. This week for 3 nights I ate just chicken and vegetables. The vegetables consisted of, I ate them multiple nights as well, but they consisted of a red pepper, a green pepper, onions, a portobello mushroom, squash, and zucchini. And I just, summer squash and zucchini, and I just slice them all up. I put them in a big bowl and then I saute or bake or however I'm going to make them. But those have been what my dinners are. The only difference from my dinners that I've deviated from in the last 8 days is I have had shrimp kebabs on one night with fresh vegetables, and one night I had salmon with asparagus. And so a lot of what you guys are probably seeing no longer having with my dinners, which I had a lot of times before, there have been no outstanding carbs. There's no, obviously those things have carbs in them, but there's no rice on the side. There is no bread on the side. There's nothing being added. It is just my lean protein and then strictly my vegetables. I don't know why that word was not coming to me. So that's what I've been having for dinners. Breakfasts are my favorite part because I love eggs, and that is also a lot of where I have been putting, I've been trying to do that whole like start your day with a really hearty full breakfast and not put off all my calories until later in the day, since I know I'm just eating the protein and vegetables for dinner. So for breakfast is where I've been eating usually my 1 grain that I'm allowed a day. So a few examples of that are, it's always eggs, either 1 egg or 2 eggs. If I have a carb, I have 1 egg. If I don't have a carb with it, I have 2 eggs. Avocado mixed in, so like an avocado toast with an egg on top, and then just everything seasoning bagels, everything bagels. So if you guys see any of these, my carbs this week were just the everything bagels. I would only ever have half of a bagel with what I was eating it with, but I just like those bagels because they have the everything seasoning on them. And I would have like ham, and then I have I had 2 different kinds of cheeses. I had just a regular, the thin cut Swiss, and then just a regular, it was like an alternative because I've been trying to limit my dairy intake, but I definitely have had dairy this week. So my stomach's been okay for the most part. There's only 1 day where it was kind of rough, and it might not have been in the dairy. It might be because I've also upped my fiber. For lunches throughout the work week, it has been 100% salads. So I create a salad with whatever vegetables and lean protein I want, and I use a raspberry vinaigrette, but you can use whatever vinaigrette you want, as long as it is under 450 calories for whatever you like mix into the salad. So for the most part, mine has just been different types of lettuces. I don't put cheese on my salads, no croutons, nothing like that. So some people might find that boring. There was one day that for my like carb, I put some cooked whole wheat pasta noodles in my salad, so I can mix it around and have it that way too. So that was one day. One day I had tuna fish in my salad, one day it was chicken in my salad, and I don't think I had any other proteins in my salad besides those 2. But yeah, I also, you can put what you want. You can put an egg in your salad. I can put avocados in my salad. There's a lot of different things I'm learning to make better salads at home instead of just plain just like lettuce and a couple tomatoes on top, and then wondering why I'm not satiated or why I don't like it. One thing I did last Sunday is I used my like carb of the day, and I made I was craving pizza, got the proper things to make it was just fresh mozzarella, pepperoni. You probably could use turkey pepperoni. I think regular pork pepperoni probably wasn't the most appropriate thing for me to use, but it's just what I found. I got like a deli one that was like I don't know, like a fancier one, I guess, I don't know. And then I used fresh mozzarella cheese on those, and then I just put the bagel, and then I just broiled it in the oven, and honestly, it kicked my like needing pizza habit, so it worked. Let's talk slip-ups. Honestly, you guys, I can 100% tell you guys that I did not deviate from the plan of only eating 1 grain a day, which we'll get to how hard that was in a minute, but I did not deviate from that plan. The only day that I did that, okay, I shouldn't say I didn't, but I did it one day. I ate a chocolate chip cookie without even thinking about it. We had a big thing of chocolate chip cookies, like the bakery ones, just sitting on the counter, and without even in my mind thinking about it, I picked one up and I started eating it, and then I was like halfway through it, and I was like, again, my error probably was I should have thrown it away, but I was already halfway through it, and I was like, shit, I shouldn't have done this. So I just finished it. So ultimately though, that was really my only sweet this week, and strangely, I didn't really crave sweets. The thing about binging for me is whenever I binged in the past, no matter how painfully full I was, I always felt like I needed a sweet afterwards. I always had to have ice cream or a cupcake or a cookie. I could not hush my brain from like that binging urge or overeating, except for having a sweet, no matter how painful it was on me. So the fact that like I just casually ate my sweet this week and I didn't even think about it and I didn't miss them, really was great. But speaking of things on the sweeter side, you guys know I am absolutely against drinking my calories because I feel like they don't satiate me. I feel like I'm just, if I start my day thinking I'm going to skip meals by drinking calories, it absolutely does not work. Well, my doctor, he suggested something, and he suggested these Premier shakes, and you guys, I don't drink these every day. So I did buy a thing of 12 of them off of Amazon when he recommended it. So he recommended I have these, which I'm sure everyone's seen. Any flavor you want, there's tons of flavors. I picked chocolate because he told me that like this will crave, like if I ever crave sweets, this would satiate that. And then I don't just drink this though. I also put a teaspoon, don't quite put a full tablespoon of these in it when I drink it. Honestly, these have more calories than you think. For 2.5 tablespoons, they have 150 calories. So I don't pack them in just because I still am watching calories as well. So I don't drink these every day, but since my diet is now high protein, lower carb, and I've cut out most sugars, sodium's really down. He knew like cravings are typically going to be bad, or there's going to be days I don't want to eat a salad for lunch, but I also need to make it to dinner. So that's when he suggested mixing these two items together and just getting through my day. I did do this one day this week for work, and it worked great. It got me through to dinner. And then I did it one night after it was the night I had just salmon and asparagus for dinner. I was like in that whole like, I am so hungry, I don't want to eat a second dinner, and I had one of these. So I don't drink them every day, and the like pack of 12 is probably going to last me like a month. So I didn't want to lie to you guys, even though like I have said like I don't think these are the answer. My doctor suggested them. He told me when I'm missing a meal and I need to get to my next meal, these are the way to go. And then he suggested mixing them with this, and so that is what I'm doing. I'm following it, and she's a doctor for a reason. So with all of that information, I know a lot of people are just here to know, did you lose weight and how much weight? So I have my calendar here. So if I'm not looking at the camera, that is why. So I'm actually gonna go over day-to-day things with you guys, because let me tell you, believe me or not, I guess like that's up to you, but I really didn't only deviate from, I don't think I went over 1,300 calories. It is a low calorie diet. I don't think I went over that once in my 8 days. So far, so good. And besides the cookie, so I think the weight fluctuations are really interesting to see, given the fact that this is literally eating under my calories every single day, and this is what my results were. So so the day after I weighed in at the doctor, I was, what was I, 333.4, 332.4. I was either 332.4 or 333.4. I think I was 333.4 when I was at the doctor's. But when I came home, didn't like overeat that day, but I didn't start my diet until the next day. When I woke up the next day and I weighed myself, I guess I could just do the math and get it there. So anyways, the next day I woke up and I was at 331.4. So that's where I was. So obviously I was down because I weigh myself in the mornings in my bra and underwear or without a bra, whatever, versus the doctor's where I was wearing a dress. So there's clearly going to be a difference in weight there. The first day, I'm going to kind of walk you guys through the days. So the first day, it was kind of like that whole feeling of me thinking like, oh, you can still start tomorrow. Like you can still put this aside and start tomorrow. Like, just, you know, you don't have to start today. Like, maybe you should just, like, go eat food you like. Because, like, I still have that, like, binging brain. So I was like, maybe you should still, like, go grab a sandwich. Or, you know, not, like, binge, but, like, still overeat and then start anew tomorrow. So I didn't do that. I made it through my first day. I didn't put it off. I followed everything exactly, and I woke up the next day and I was up a pound. I was up a pound from the day before my weighing. And I know it's only like one day and you can't expect like miraculous things, but let me tell you, nothing makes me want to jump off the bandwagon of weighing myself in the scale than when I go to bed hungry and I wake up hungry and I am up a pound. And I know the body fluctuates, and I always say the first 2 to 3 days are the hardest for me. They just always are. So I stuck through day 2. After day 2, I woke up, I was down 2 pounds. So I was like, okay, we're finally going in the right direction. Whatever happened the day before. Woke up day 3. So technically day 4, because so it was morning of day 4 after day 3. I was down 1.4 pounds. Day 5, down 0.6 pounds. Day 6, down another pound. These are like per day that I'm going by, FYI. Day 7, down 0.6 pounds. Day 8, I woke up, I was up 1.2 pounds. And you guys, let me tell you, the day I had the cookie was one of the days, I think it was either the day I woke up and I think I was down 1.4 or I was down 0.6. So it wasn't my game day, the day I ate the cookie. Like, that was a perfectly fine day. And then I woke up day 9 to this morning and I was down 1.4 from yesterday. So overall, in this entire week of doing my doctor's diet, I am down 4.8 pounds. So it's working. He wanted me down 20 pounds by the end of July. So I have about, when I'm recording this, about 4 weeks to lose the other 15.2 pounds. And clearly the weight will go up the 1 point whatever or the 2 pounds when I'm back in his office. That's why on my calendar, I'm not going by the office number of how much I'm losing. I'm going by the number of the first day I weighed in on my scale at home, because I know that there will be a difference in those weights. I know a lot of people were just here to see how much I actually lost in my first week of this diet. And the answer's right there for you. 4.8, almost 5 pounds. Huge difference from the fact that I was only losing possibly 1 to 2 pounds before. So in the beginning of my diet, I was definitely losing a lot more per week, and then it slowed down to a absolute crawl. I lost more in this last week than I lost in the last month prior to that. So I gotta tell you, a weight loss doctor knows what they're doing, apparently. Who would have thunk? So some people though might be here wondering, how did you feel during this? Because it's such a drastic change than even eating 15 to 1800 calories and having a lot more carbs. So if you're here for that, let me tell you, the first 3 days were really hard and I was an absolute bee the entire time. I was hangry. I didn't want to do it. And I was like excited in the sense of like, because I was so hungry, I knew that I was accomplishing something in a way, because I was like, you know what? I haven't felt hungry in a long time, which means I was probably overeating that entire time. Oh, I didn't talk about snacks earlier. Snacks are almost all gone, in the sense of really the only thing I've snacked on this week is carrots, that cookie, and grapes. I have grapes almost every single day. So snacks are almost excluded. And guess what, you guys? I woke up one day with a slight headache. Maybe I didn't drink enough water. Who knows what it was? That was in the middle of the week, so it wasn't even at the beginning. Otherwise, though, I'm going to be brutally honest. I go to bed hungry and I wake up hungry. That's the God honest truth. And I've spoken before about people who just don't like to sit in the uncomfortable pains, and I don't either. And I think before I always had snacks like popcorns and I don't know, crackers, and just, you know, like I was that person who was always riding that borderline edge of, am I at my calorie limit of the day for what my app said? And now I'm nowhere near that, but I am just following the diet of what my doctor has approved, and it is working, but it does leave me hungry. But I'm not hungry throughout the day. So once I eat breakfast, I'm good to go. Once then lunch comes and I'm feeling a little hungry then, and then dinner comes and I'm hungry by dinner, and then dinner lasts me through till, you know, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and that's when I start to want to snack again. But then once I go to bed, yes, I still wake up hungry, but I don't go to bed feeling sick like I would when I would binge, and I just eat my breakfast then. So I'm going to be hungry. I am at such a calorie deficit, which some people might not agree with. However, this is going through a doctor's plan, and I am proof that I did not die this week. And although I was a complete bee the first 3 days because I was hungry, I made it through those, and I'm doing pretty well now. And the only day I had an urge was on Sunday, because I had to go into my office and pull some files. On the way home, I was like, just get a taco salad. There's this place I love to get taco salads at. And I was like, it's only like 600 calories. It actually fits into your calories. And I was like, fits into my calories, but doesn't fit into my doctor's plan. So that's the only day I really battled with myself, and I didn't do it. It was hard to just come home and not pick that up, but I knew I would feel better not having it than I did having it, and I was right. Like the next day, I truly felt better, that I was like, I made it through another day and I was down weight, and you didn't give in. So that's a plus too. This has already gone on long enough, but I just wanted to let you guys know where it was, how much I've lost, and I think I'm going to do weekly updates and check-ins with this diet and let you guys know how it's going. So far, it's been a pretty big success. Part of me thinks maybe it's going to get easier, but there's a bigger part of me that thinks it's going to get harder mentally, because in the sense of that voice gets a little louder that's like, just eat bad one day. 4th of July is coming up. I don't think we have big plans. My boyfriend's not feeling well, so I think he has to go back into quarantine, unfortunately. But I don't know. These are going to be the things that could trigger me to fall off, or things like the holidays. So I'll let you guys know how I get through that. I think it'll be fine, because like I said, I don't think we're going to be doing much. There's no big events this year anyways. Plus, it's not worth it. And if you are going out, you better be masking up, is all I'm going to say. But yeah, so part of me thinks it's going to get hard, because that first week, you're still in that first week high. I'm still in that, like, I'm losing weight again high. So the longer this goes, the more I might find the food boring. I'm going to have to find ways to spice it up already. I can tell new vegetables I'm going to have to be trying. I'm going to have to start slowly incorporating other grains back into my thing instead of just like the only grain I had this week was my half a bagel on the days that I chose to have it. So I'm gonna have to slowly start incorporating other things like that in the house. I want you guys to know the reason my food is pretty limited and boring at this time is I don't want a bunch of food in my house. I don't want to have multiple grains in my house. I don't want to have multiple, even like when it comes to vegetables is fine, but when it comes to the fruit, I don't want to have grapes and strawberries and kiwis and all the different kinds of fruit because I have to be very limited, and I also have to not convince myself don't waste it, eat it now, or just eat a little bit more. So I have to, in a sense, limit the amount of food I'm putting around myself just because, like I said, I mindlessly picked up that cookie and put it in my mouth. So I don't want anything like that repeating. So it might get harder, and I might fall off one day, and we all know the important and hardest part is when you do fall off, getting back on. So I'm still going strong today, and I'm hoping to check in with you guys on week 2 and say the same thing, that like, hey, I might still be eating boring food, I might still be going to bed with my tummy a little grumbly, but you guys know what, I feel so good the next morning. I already feel like I have so much more energy, and things are just going really well. So I hope it continues, and I've just got to stay strong, and you guys can do it too if you're on it. But again, if you're at my weight and you bump your diet down as drastically as I do, I would say go to a doctor, because he really helped guide me into what I'm doing, and I feel safer. I don't feel like I'm restricting too much while I'm with him, and I think I'm gonna be successful. So I will check you guys later. Bye.